All right, we're getting some things set up here. Hopefully everything's coming up. Good morning to all of you. Bit of a short week this week. You got July 4th tomorrow. Markets will be closed. So I won't be trading. Letting some people flow in here. Come on in, say hello. Make sure you like the stream. Maybe even share the stream. William, good morning. Richard, good morning to you. Hello, hello. Dang, I need to stop slouching in my chair. I need to sit up straight. Oh. I think today it has some potential. Yesterday had some potential. Today has potential. Every day has potential, but really hoping to see some decent signals and possible setups coming into the end of the week. Good morning, Sebastian. Mr. Mustang, good to have you here. All right, I think we're ready. Things are looking good. We got a few you float in here for today. We're gonna go over, what pairs I'm looking at for the day. Conrad, good stuff. Here we go. Gotta click the right one. There we go. I'm in there. Just a reminder, this is not financial advice. Information on this channel is provided for education, informational purpose only, without any expression or apply warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Feel free to pause the stream, read this. Good stuff. All right. NASDAQ, starting out. Same bit of values every single day that I've been doing the stream this week and last Friday, and I will be doing into the future. I'm probably just going to remind everybody every single day because I think that some people might think that, maybe things change over time. Nothing changes. It's always the same thing. We've got a box. They've created a box. How did yesterday close? In the past few days, what sort of signals have we had? And that's really it. That's all there is to it. Breakout on Tuesday. So yesterday we were looking for the continuation of that move. We didn't get that. So instead of breaking out and expanding down, now we have a breakout that has potentially failed coming off of the low of the current week and pumped it back up to the high. So I can say we've been in an up-moving market. We've had a breakout that has potentially failed. And what signal day would I have had yesterday that would have allowed me to potentially be looking for something today? All of you should be hopefully thinking in your head right now a very specific signal. What am I looking at? This is the beginning of the week. This is a breakout. Then the breakout fails in an up-moving market. And now I'm going to be looking for a continuation of that. Yes, yesterday was the first green day. Good. Okay. So let's get that up here. All right. Good. Now, does that mean that it's going to go up today? It already has. We've already had some explosive upwards momentum. So maybe I may have already missed the trade. We've already, not only have we gone vertical, but we've gone back to the high of the current week. So, first green day, I've got my level, previous day's high. We're broken out. I'm going to go down to a lower time frame. We'll go down to a 5. And on the day itself, we're making higher highs and higher lows. They've broken down and made a lower low. And then they've gone back to the high. And they've broken out of the high, pulled back, and are now sitting in consolidation between a high and a low. Beats, good morning. Uh-oh, we've got ads. Hopefully, I don't think I got there in time. So what this is going to be now is the high of the day has been extended in the New York session up. And this is a breakout. We're broken out of a previous day's high. So what do I now look for? The long trade may have already played out. Right? So, for example, if I was looking to execute this trade, it would have been coming off of first pullback consolidation after a higher high, something like that, right? So they would have had to make a higher high and pull back and then go into consolidation and go vertical, and I would be looking to get in, on the vertical move. This has made a lower low, so now it's outside of my what I'm allowed to do and what I'm really looking for. And we'll see how this continues to shape up throughout the session. This is probably off the news this morning, yeah. And it looks like maybe we have a little bit more news this afternoon, or at 10. All right, US 30, we've got about 8 minutes to the New York Open, so I'm trying to kind of get through a little bit. We've got an up-moving market. I know that because we keep breaking out of previous day's highs and closing. I'm reading your stuff, Beats. Suggestion for tomorrow trade. I could possibly do a teaching stream, maybe. That might not be a bad idea since the market's closed. All right, US 30, 3 days breakouts. Yesterday triggered previous day's high at the high of the current week, and then closed underneath the open and the close for the day. Okay. So 3 days of breakouts, high of week, attempted to go higher, and closed back down underneath. By textbook definition, this is a first red day. All right, so I'm actually going to remark this up a little bit. Okay, we got the front side of a move. Having been possibly broken. We've got this attempt to go higher up here. This is a failed breakout. And then they've made a higher high, and then they broke down and made this lower low. Oh no. All right. So with that being said, this was by textbook definition a first red day. What are some things that we might be thinking about in an up-moving market and a first red day? A market that is in breakout. We're in an extended run, breaking out strongly to the upside. We've got 3 days of breakouts or more, and a down close bar in an up move. This is the highest close within the move. One level that I should be really paying attention to. I should be very careful that this does not turn into a trap, a first red day trap coming off of the close. We might be seeing a squeeze to the upside. And with this sort of pattern, I might even be willing to actually execute that. And I still blow off move on a Thursday, basically Friday. And we're at the level that I need to be at. Right? We're making higher highs and higher lows for the day. So I'd be willing to watch this. I think I almost like this more than the NASDAQ just because the signals are a little bit more clear. On like what to do, what to look for. All right, gold, we got 5 minutes to the open. Oh my goodness, what is gold doing? Okay, we had a first green day back on Monday. Pumped it back up, broke out on Tuesday. Wednesday, we've gone back to the high of the week. And then today has done this. Not really much else I think I could say about this. Came back down, hit the breakout traders. Triggered the previous day's low, which could technically have been or is a lower low. Noticing this really big 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 strong reversal V bottom. So right now the shorts are trapped. I'm gonna keep this in the back of my head. Okay, the Russell. Okay, let's see. Breakout on a Tuesday, gone back to the high on a Wednesday. Breakout day 2. Today's breakout day 3. Let's see, it popped up here, made a higher high. It's broke down and made a lower low. I think this might be worth a watch as well. 3 days breakouts on gold. Let me go back. Day 1, day 2. Yeah, so today was 3 days of longs triggered in, and then the lower low. But obviously, you know, trying to get in on trades like that from up here, not from down here. It is pumped back up, so I'd be willing to continue to watch this. But let's see, oil. Trying to kind of get through these because we've got the open in 3 minutes. Hey, oil's made it out of the box. Fantastic. This might be turning into maybe like a first green week. Maybe. That might be what's happening. Let me take a look at the... Okay, last week broke out of a weekly level. We broke out to the downside. And then this week is popped back up. Week 1, week 2. I wonder if next week could be a continuation down. I think I know exactly what you're talking about, Beats, as far as like how do you know shorts are trapped. So it's subjective, okay? And I get that. Look at all this. Notice how the bars are the size that they are. Okay, so what bars on the chart stand out to you the most? This one, and this one. And these are the 3 most relevant bars in the session. They've also triggered a level with those bars. So these are the most obvious bars on the entire chart. They've triggered a level and then reversed strongly off of that level. And my belief is that if there's 3 pushes, then people are trapped below P2. We've got 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar. And then a strong reversal. And then now they're not allowing those people that shorted the close of these bars to get out. That's how I developed that thesis. That's how I developed the idea that those people are trapped. And I use that information to enter into trades or to stay out of trades, right? If I have evidence, like for example, I want to go short on this because they've triggered previous day's low, and you know I could say, hey, they're popping back up. That might very well be, but I'm going to wait for them to start allowing my side of the market to make money. So if they break back down, I want to see them break back down in a way that is aggressive enough that they would start letting this guy out of the... Because right now, right, they're back up above. If I shorted this bar, I'm in a lot of trouble. But if they start allowing the guy who short this bar and the guy who short this bar to make money, I might be a lot more willing to execute. I hope that makes sense. And I know that seems very complicated and very... like it'd be impossible to do long term. But I would have to strongly disagree. I think that I'm using my brain just a little bit and saying, hey, These are the most obvious places in the chart where people are likely to be triggered in at a level or to have taken one side of the market. They're very likely to have taken shorts here. And now, currently, the market has kept them in their positions. We might be squeezing back up. I don't know. Ed, hello. I'm back. Things have been really good. The only reason I've been gone is because I got distracted with, well, I wouldn't even call it distracted. You know, I've been with my family. I'm newlywed, just bought a house, was moving, and just enjoying life. But I missed doing YouTube, so I'm back. Okay, 9:31. Let's get this bad boy back up there. We got news today at 10, so I probably should wait for at least 10. I don't think the news is extremely, it's really nothing too crazy. They as in other traders, yes. They as in anybody who is executed in that area. I think I'm going to put the Russell up here instead of oil. I'm really not willing to do much with oil. Turn your mic gain levels up, please. I'm getting slayed with this audio. Half of people tell me that it's good. The other half tell me to turn it up. I don't know what else to do. Very low audio. I need to put my face up to the thing, I guess. It's just annoying to sit here for hours with this thing up in my... It's not a... So, Richard, it's not a gain issue. My gain's all the way up. It's a... This mic has... what do you call it? Sound canceling, like background noise sound canceling, and I might have that turned up a little too much. That might be the issue. Yeah, there's a lot of people from South Africa that actually one of the moderator on Discord is from South Africa, I believe. Good guy. All right, we're gonna do one of these. All right, we're getting some movement. Yeah, DJ's hitting the high of day, but we're squeezing off the close. Do I ever look at Forex pairs like GU? Yeah, absolutely. I can go and pull those up for you if you'd like. I don't mind. Just give me one moment. think US 30 is about to dump, Nikolai. Maybe. It could be. It could be. We got news at 10. Trying to be better at getting patient. Yeah. I mean, it's just a matter of, how many times have you seen something and then, what's your signal to execute? Is it doing what you need it to do? That's the only thing that keeps me patient is, I prefer to take something of good quality instead of just executing anywhere and everywhere. All right, I'm going to break even on US 30. I am currently long. And I dang near bottom ticked the pullback. And I'm out with 50 points. 50 points, just like that. How many ticks is that? Not bad. Nice little 50 pointer. All right, so let me explain this. Number one, I'm gonna need context, or else I'm just gonna be explaining into the abyss, which I kind of explained it a little bit earlier, but I think that we got a lot of new people come into the stream. Yeah, I've locked it in. I logged into my broker, I executed the trade, and I just logged out of my broker, and now it's done. Can you show exit? Yeah, oh, absolutely. You don't possibly think that I'm going to just leave it at that, huh? Let's see here. Okay. So we need context, right? So this is my playbook. I'm going to scroll down. And I'm going to go down to first red day traps, and we're going to take a little look. Okay, here's the first red day trap. We're going to look at my criteria for entry and what I'd like to see. And then we're going to compare and contrast to what we just saw, on US 30. Up moving market, first detail. Market go higher, market go up. Hopefully Paulie's in here. Market go up. How do I know it's going up? It's breaking out of previous day's highs. That's easy enough. Pretty simple to identify that, I think. We're breaking out to the upside. And then we get a first red day. Now, there's going to be times, this is going to come probably from experience, that you look at a chart and you say, this is a stronger trend than others. For example, this week, like obviously the indexes are pulling in one direction fairly strongly, which gives this first red day trap a little bit higher of a probability. Number two, we have a down closed bar in an up moving market. There's plenty of times when we see this in normal price. We have up closed bars trending higher, and then you get a down closed bar in an up move. For example, like I'm kind of pointing this out right here. Right, you'll get a down closed bar in an up move, and then the next bar will go vertical and continue to go higher. Right, so that's kind of the idea of this setup. It just has built over the course of multiple days. So we got a breakout to the high, a first red day, and then on this day over here, this is the important part: is I only will take these squeezing off of a close. So it could either be the highest close in the week, and that's where it squeezes off of, I project that across, or it's the previous day's close. In this case, it's kind of a little bit of both, but it's mainly previous day's close is where the squeeze came from. And then it squeezed from close back to level. So from inside back to outside. Squeezing from a level to a level and doing it quickly is what should happen. This is kind of what it looks like on a lower time frame. We've got shorts trapped, and then we're getting our squeeze pattern, our ascension. Here, notice the bars, the lows are ascending. Here's the first mouse. Okay, remember that. There's the first mouse, and then it pulls back, and then it continues to go vertical. Breaks out. Every time the market breaks out, it goes sideways, and then it continues to follow through. Very strong up-moving market. You get a down close bar. The next day breaks out to the upside. So this is a multi-day or a 4-bar pattern. You have a breakout close. You have a first red day. You have the day that traps shorts. And then you have the day that follows through, 4-bar pattern. Okay, and this is what it would have looked like on a lower time frame. Again, we're squeezing off of a level. They're ascending the lows. Notice how they've trapped down low. We've got the breakdown 1, breakdown 2, and then in the third leg of a down move, they accelerate and then immediately reverse off the low. That's really important. And notice how there's trapping behavior down low as well. So it's evidence of shorts being trapped. We're at the close, so we're at our level, and then you get your ascending triangle vertical breakout. All right. Characteristics of the setup. Now we're going to go back to here. We're going to go here, and we're going to blow this up. US 30. Okay, 15-minute chart. Characteristics of the setup. So if I were to zoom out and compare and contrast to my playbook, what setup am I taking? It's a 3-bar pattern instead of a 4. We've got our breakout bar, we have our first red day, and then we have the day that completes the pattern. We're in a strongly uptrending market because we've been breaking out to the upside for many days in a row. We're at closing price, and we're also right at the highest close in the week as well. I could use either one. And then that leads us to, are shorts trapped? Are they pulling in one direction? And is it set up for the squeeze? All right, so from a 15-minute chart, they've accelerated into a low and then reversed strongly off those lows. Notice where the trap is. Beats, you were asking about this. Where's the trap? Are they letting those people out? No. So there's evidence of them trapping shorts at the low. There was a failed breakout at the low and evidence of them trapping shorts. And then every time that there's a down closed bar, it's very low volume looking, and it's immediately taken away and pulled higher and higher and higher. So we have evidence of trapping shorts, we have pulling in one direction, and we have timing. Okay, ascending triangles. Some of you have heard me say this. I love ascending. You know what? And I don't even know. This could be called something else, and I'm calling it the wrong thing. I actually really don't care. I visually in my head it works out really well. It's an ascending triangle, but you have your first mouse. So this is the attempt, the explosive move outside of the triangle, outside of the pattern that traps everybody. Then they send it back down into the low to stop out, to shake out, to convince people that it's going the other direction. The three purposes of a market maker pullback, or there's three purposes of a pullback in general, so that I can look for that behavior. And it's there. And then we have the ascension. We have the higher lows being put in place. First mouse, pullback, ascending triangle, and then that leads us to where I got in. I got in on a 1 minute chart. We had the breakout. Oh no. Okay, we had a breakout after 9:30 now. And every pullback, every low volume pullback was immediately met with continuation. And we saw that on the 15-minute chart, the 1 minute chart. So my thesis is it's ready to explode. It's after 9:30, and we're squeezing now. It should be squeezing and going vertical. So in this down close bar, right around the time when someone said US 30 is dumping, I bought this bar. It was fully down close, and I bought it. Okay, now the thesis is this should be a low volume pullback in immediate continuation. So my stop was very, very small, very tight. Because if it follows through to the downside and we get, they engulf this bar, I don't want to be in this anyways. So, and I really shouldn't go back to this low if it's squeezing. So I added a position at the break of the high. So about on the close of this bar, just about. Okay, and then I took profits on the follow through up towards the high. About 50 points. I am back, Kyle. Good stuff. All right. Does that explanation help? Does that make sense? I know that's a fairly aggressive entry. However, the reason it was aggressive is because the entry was already confirmed. The entry was already confirmed. I should have or could have already been in one of these two bars. I had to wait till after 9:30. And I waited till after 9:30 and got a better read. I was already in this trade, or I should have been already in this trade in these two bars. So that means that any sort of pullback is acceptable for me to get in because the level still has not been hit. This is supposed to be the target. That's the draw. So when it pulled back, I was fine to get in. I'll call it more aggressively, but it's only more aggressive because I was supposed to already be in. I already had confirmation. Okay. And I agree, it was clean. I don't take these very often. These first red day traps, first green day traps, I don't take them very often. They need to be in a specific context. It needs to be presented in a certain way. And the way that this is pulling in one direction, instead of getting slayed trying to short this thing, why not just go with the motion of the ocean, This was a setup, this is a playbook opportunity, and I took it. Good stuff. It's only 9:49. We've got 10 minutes to the news. Let's hang out for a bit. Okay, probably the indexes are a little kaput for me. And I've already executed one trade, so I'm likely not to take another. It would have to be perfect. It would have to be a 3-day 90-10 opportunity. I'm not willing to take a scalp. I'm not willing to do anything because I'm going to finish this week strong. I've had two fairly decent trades this week. No need to give it back. I'm going to skip these ads for you all so we can sit here and watch together. Somebody had said something about was it 4x? I'm trying to find the message. I don't remember. One of you said something about 4x and you wanted to look at another pair. Thanks for explaining one thing, though. SB, GU. All right, let's go to GU real quick. I've gone to the wrong chart. It's okay. We'll just go here. All right, let's walk through it. Okay, just real quick, we'll zoom out. That's all I needed to do. All right, we zoomed out. Market was going up. Man, this is a clean 3-day setup too. Oh, you know what? I think we talked about this yesterday. This is one of the templates. This is picture worthy. This is one of the 3-day templates that shows up over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. Market go up. We know market go up because we've been breaking out, going higher. Okay. Market's been going up. Then it triggers the previous day's low. The indexes are evidence that just because it's been going up and triggered previous day's low does not mean it's going to go down. Okay. However, whenever a new extreme is formed, they go back to the other side to try and retest. This is where the setup can begin or can start to follow through. Because if this breakout fails, if they go back to the high and this breakout fails, you could even get a first red day on this day. You could get something that tells us what to look for the next day. But if this breakout fails, then we might have a setup on day 3. Okay, so we've got the lower low. They go back to the high. They break down, make a lower low. And then on this day is very important, they broke out and made a lower low. So we have a lower low, a failed breakout, a lower low, a pullback. Time of day is wrong. We should be, well, I take that back because currency pairs trading at 7 a.m. Eastern is okay. Any other pair, any other instrument probably I would not be willing, but for 4x pairs, 7 a.m. is okay. So there was a trade in the 7 a.m. window, the first hour. However, that leads us to now what are we looking at today? This is an opening range breakout to the downside now. Okay, and we're into breakout day 1. This is a first red day and also breakout day 1. So what do I look for after breakout day 1, first red day? Let's see. There we go. I just project levels across, and because this is a lower low, I look for 3 levels of rise. 1, 2, 3. You can also use a 100 pip box. With currency pairs, it's a little bit more difficult sometimes. They don't do the full 3 levels because currency pairs are a little less volatile, but this looks extremely clean. You have a 25 pip box, peak formation. They come up in level 1, level 2, level 3, fail to go higher in level 3. So this is level 3 here. And it breaks down and goes vertical back down towards level 1. So that completes the trade setup. Okay, so the trade already happened. The completion of the pattern was 8:30. A lot of times I like to take these back down to previous day's low because it will turn into or could turn into a trend opportunity. But also back down through the low of the day is fine. So this has already had a trade executed in the first hour of New York. Obviously now we've got some strong reversal coming off of this thing. So I wouldn't be doing anything. The trade already played out off the news. There was no follow through, and I wouldn't be taking it. Did you do Stacey's playbook? Ain't coming ACB? No, I did not. Is executing in session, I don't know what you mean. Executing in session personal preference. That's the time that I'm awake, right? So I trade New York because that's when I'm awake. That's my work window. Yeah, I did his first playbook an eternity ago, but I don't know what the ACB playbook is. Appreciate that, Kyle. Let's see. Oh, I need to go back. I'm in the wrong thing. I mean, those 3 hours you look for setups, but what if it comes in our... Oh, yeah. So this is the thing, right? 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's my work window. If 11 a.m. rolls around, I leave. If it's 11 o'clock and I haven't started my meal plan and workout yet, there's a problem. Because I haven't moved on with my day. I'm not going to sit here and watch this thing all day long. It's insane. The good thing is if the setup comes in the first hour, so from like 8 to 9, for example, if you come, or even from 7 to 8. Let's say that I come in and I see that the Nasdaq has moved for like 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's moved significantly, or maybe even in the gap time right between London and New York. There's a very good chance that there's not going to be a trade that day because the move has already happened. They've expanded a range already. And sometimes there will be a trade, but it's less likely. So that's part of the reason I like to trade after 9:30, because it's like a what do you call it? Process of elimination. If I have a multiple choice answer, it's either A, B, C, or D. And let's say that D is... I've ruled out A, B, and C because those hours have already passed and the trade hasn't shown up yet, then I have a higher probability of D being the correct answer, if that makes sense. Yeah. Let's see. No, don't worry about asking questions. There's nothing wrong with that. Dollar Swiss. I used to really like this pair. It used to be fun to trade because you could have insanely small stops and decent take profits. Okay, so yesterday was an inside first green, right? So this is another one of those, do I... When should this trade have been taken? Higher high, first pullback, execution. Wrong time of day. There was news. So the news is what completed the pattern. The news is what completed the trade. We had a first green inside bar. I have a strong feeling. Oh my gosh. So the inside bar, we've expanded the range already. There was a little bit of, first pullback, re-entry into the breakout level, or not into the breakout level, but to the expansion level. But would I have been willing to execute this? Probably not. Unless the 1 minute's beautiful. Yeah, probably not. All that to be said, the trade already happened. I wouldn't be willing really to do anything else with it. First green inside bar. Oh, in London? Nice. False break reversal setup coming off the low of the week. Off the inside bar low as well. Yeah, I can see that. Heck yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And also, I'm glad you said that because that made me look at the price action a little bit. Again, look at all these bars. Look at all of these bars. All right, these. And then look at these. And there's a massive difference, right? So we've got the bars just coasting. You know, they're there. They're going down, but it takes a while. And then out of nowhere, seemingly, we've got massive bar, massive bars, push 2, and then ending in a 1, 2, 3. So we've got explosive move, explosive move, explosive move, 3 push pattern. Strong reversal off the lows, evidence that they're not allowing the shorts out of their positions. Once they broke above push 2, they're not letting them out. Trap and shift. Yep, exactly. Trap, 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 evidence of the trap, and then shift away. Basically a squeeze, right? They're squeezing back up through into the high of the day. Trap and shift. Yep. Oh, yeah. All right. I think this has been a pretty good stream. Wasn't that long. I kind of... Yeah, I've been trading for years now. Beats. I think it's been a pretty good stream. I think that we're going to end this on a high note. It's been a good week. Yeah, I think gold, there's a potential for it. Low-hanging fruit. I think that if I was to take this, I would have to wait and see. I would want to see evidence that they're trapping up top. So I want to see them break below. Maybe even go sideways for a bar and then show evidence of follow through. Or else this is just broke back above here. And they're not letting this guy out. They might break back up. It might be like a flip, right? They might have flipped the zone. Flipped the previous day's low. And they might be working it now. And working back up towards the high. I'd be very careful if I was me trading that. Do you prefer swinging or enter? No, I get in and I get out, and then I'm done. And I don't hold things overnight. I don't, my average entry time is, what, 5 minutes? 15 is pretty long. An hour is very rare. I'm very comfortable and happy just taking a 50-point move. Like 25, 50 points. That's a lot. That's decent. Good stuff, Mustang. I got wicked out at the open. Wicked out of the long, but you saw the squeeze. Hey, better performance next time, right? You hit it. Can't beat it. Yeah, I'm about to, I got to get some calories in my body. And I need to get this workout in. I'm supposed to squat today. I think I'm going to be done. You have a great rest of your day. You have a great weekend as well. I'm going to think about possibly, I might do a live stream tomorrow. We might do like a teaching stream or something. But if not, if I don't do that, actually, no, I won't be doing that. Tomorrow's the 4th. I'm going to celebrate the 4th tomorrow. Because it's one of my favorite holidays. Okay. We get to be a little patriotic. You know what I mean? But have fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have a great day. Great rest of your weekend. I hope this stream has been beneficial to you. I'll be doing them all next week as well. God bless. Take care of your families, yourself, all that other good stuff. Make sure you're working out. Don't just get stuck behind the computer screen. I'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.